Hello there. Once again, James Arnold Taylor here. Hey, it's, what is it today? It is the 6th of October. Man, is time flying, and many people have said it's like Groundhog Day. It's just the same day over and over and over again. But, here we are, and I want to be here to talk to you about stuff. Now, I hope you're all, of course, staying safe and sound and all of that, but I also hope you're not fearing. Look, I've talked about fear on my vlog before. I've talked about it on my podcast quite a bit. And the whole thing about fear, I think if somebody were to ask me what 2020 has been about, sadly, I would have to say it's been about fear. And that bums me out. It really does. Because we're not supposed to live in fear. We're supposed to live in a place of understanding that sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes scary things happen. Sometimes things will happen that will make us react. But they should never make us fear what and who and how we are and others are, and how other people live and how we live. That's the real defining moment for you. And that's the question I want to ask you today. Are you living in fear? And if you are, here's what I want you to do today. I want you to make a list of all the things that you're fearful of, okay? And then I want you to make another list on a separate piece of paper of all the things that bring you joy, bring you happiness, and bring you peace, okay? I'm going to hope that that list is bigger than the other one, but even if it's not, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take that joyful one, and I want you to place it somewhere where you can see it on a regular basis. Tape it to your mirror in your bathroom, or put it on your nightstand, or put it at your computer so you can see it there where you're working or what have you. And then that one of fear, I want you to look at it. I want you to really think about those things. What am I afraid of? So how do I do that? What am I afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of spiders, or I'm afraid of bugs. Okay, fine. Look, I don't like them either. Or I'm afraid of the dark, or I'm afraid of strangers, or I'm afraid of it. Look, there's a lot of things to be afraid of. And again, it's always good to be cautious of things. Even, a spider or whatever, it's like, because is that one of them poisonous ones? I don't know, right? So there's all these layers to things. But should we be fearful of these things? I'm not so certain that's what we're supposed to do. In fact, you know what? I know we're not. So let me back that up. We're not supposed to be fearful, okay? We are not supposed to be fearful of things. I, as a Christian, am taught that, to fear not, to really only fear God. And when it talks about fearing God, it's talking about having reverence for God. So again, we can have reverence for things, meaning what? A respect for them, understanding that something's like when you walk up to, you're up high, you're on a cliff or something, and you're looking over, you keep your distance, you keep cautious, right? So you have reverence for that is surrounding you. When you're in situations that could be considered dangerous, you have reverence for what keeps you safe. Even cooking in your kitchen, you have reverence for your stove, knowing that, okay, if I put my hand, I could burn myself, right? So you understand the way these things operate. There's so many things in our regular day to day that we understand could be dangerous to us, could be scary to us, but they're not, because we've gotten used to them. We understand how they work, and we understand how we work with them. So that's what we need to do with all these things on this list that are fearful to us. What is fearful to you today? Look at that list. I want you to look at that list. I want you to kind of think about it. I want you to go through each one and say, what would be the opposite of my reaction to this? So again, if you have a fear of, I'm going to keep it on the basics. If you have a fear of spiders, what's going to be my reaction next time I see a spider in the house? I'll give you an example. We were sitting at the dinner table the other day, and there was a spider coming down from a web, right? Look, I'm not a big fan of spiders. And my daughter she's sitting here, and it's like right over here, and she doesn't see it. And so I say this as her dad. I go, I'm talking to her about something, and I say, and I'd like you right now to very calmly get up and move over towards your mother. And she does what most people would do. She goes, why? And freaks out, okay? And screams and, spider, And I said, but if you had just done what I asked and gotten up calmly and went over there, you would have seen it, and then you would have went, ooh, spider, thank you, Daddy, for saving me. Instead, it was the big freak out, and the freak out gets you closer to the spider because, whoa, you're flailing all over, all that stuff. So that's part of fear. Fear makes us do things we wouldn't normally do. Fear makes us react in ways we wouldn't normally react, or shouldn't react, or even know we shouldn't react to. So what are you reacting to What are you fearful of? And I say all of this because right now there's a lot of fear in the air about everything. And we cannot fear. So no matter who you are, no matter what you believe, I want to tell you, do not fear. Remain calm. The old keep calm and carry on, right? But it's true, and it's true for a reason, because we react better when we are not fearful, when we are in control. If you cannot be someone in control, pretend to be someone in control. Again, copy, imitate what you want to be. Look, I am an actor that has made his living doing voice impressions and imitations and voice doubling of all sorts of people throughout my entire career, from Christopher Walken to, well, wait a second, Michael J. Fox to, gosh, so many other people. They're all escaping me right now. But of course, Ewan McGregor, right, for Obi-Wan Kenobi, Captain Jack Sparrow, Jay Baruchel, all sorts of people, for How to Train Your Dragon, Toothless, come on. So I double them, I imitate them. And when I imitate them, I act like them. And I find that when I act like other people, I'm pretending to be them, I take on their characteristics. So if you can take on the characteristics of people that you know, that you like, that you admire, that are brave, that don't react the same way you react when you're in these situations, take them on. Doesn't mean you have to impersonate them or sound like them, but take them on, envision them. Think of people in your life that are strong, that are secure, that are not fearful. And, emulate them when you're put into those situations. What would they do? That's the old thing. That's where all of us wacky Christians, that whole what would Jesus do comes from. Because we go, what would Jesus do? Because I'm not reacting to this properly. So how do you want to react with fear? So on that piece of paper, you write down the things you're fearful of, why you're fearful of them, and how you'd like to react to them in the future. Okay? Then you can do a couple things with this piece of paper. You can crumple it up into a ball and throw it away. You can put it in your paper shredder. You can go outside and safely light a match to it and burn it somewhere safe. I'm not telling you to light fires, okay? But, do it under a controlled environment in a barbecue or something. Put it in the barbecue, let it burn. You could do that, put it in your fireplace, right? Under supervision, proper supervision, because then you're letting it go. You could throw it away, or you could keep it and look at it and say, I am combating this. That's another way of doing it. Do not keep it and go, yeah, those are the things I'm afraid of. No, because if you wrote down the other parts of it, how would I like to react? Keep that and look at those and go, but that's how I'm going to react instead. So you can use it as an opposite page too. But those joyful page of how you are joyful, keep that around. Look at it on a regular basis, because that's also going to help you stay in that space of good, being joyful, happy, mindful. Again, I had a few people ask me, because as a Christian, I talk about meditation, I talk about being mindful. And some people go, well, how is that Christian? And it's always been in Christianity. It's always been, Paul talks about the renewing of our minds. The Bible talks about meditating on God. Throughout the scriptures, it talks about meditating on God. So meditation and mindfulness, I think sometimes are words that make us think of more New Age religion or Buddhism or other realms of the spiritual world rather than Christianity. But I'm telling you, it all got its start right in there in the book, in the good book, as we say, saying meditate on the word of God. You're not meditating on yourself. You're meditating on the word of God. I'm meditating on things that bring me peace, things that keep me from being fearful. God keeps me from being fearful. Why? Because I know God is in control of all of this mess that's going on right now. So I try to not be fearful. It doesn't mean I don't get frustrated. It doesn't mean I don't go and vent. It doesn't mean I don't have people around me that are close, safe people that I can't every once in a while go, boy, can you believe what's going on? This is crazy. Isn't this dumb? And even rant and rave at times and go, I just got to get this off my chest. That's different than living in a world of fear, where you're fearful to go outside, you're fearful to breathe, you're fearful to go anywhere. We have to start trusting each other again, because if we're always covered up and we're always just seeing life through this and never getting to show this anymore, that's hard. So I understand. Look, this is not about masks or wearing masks or not wearing masks. We're stay safe. We do what we got to do. We obey what the government tells us to do. That's also biblical too. But the problem is it's creating walls, and we have to start breaking those walls down. We're going on 7-8 months of this. We have to start breaking the walls down, because they say after 3 months, you start developing habits that you can stick with for the rest of your life. So what habits have you been developing during this time of lockdown that are fearful or negative? Write them down today and go, how can I change that? So even while I'm working and living in this world where I have to wear a mask, I have to be a little more closed up, I have to be more protected, I can still put out good nature. I find I use hand signals now. I do stuff like that, you know, I'll be like, I'm smiling, I tell people, and I communicate with joy and whatever more this way, but I try to still engage people the best way I can. So make sure we're engaging people, make sure we're not afraid of people, make sure we're not afraid of ourselves, make sure we're not afraid of all the things around us. You know why? Because we've gotten through this far. The world is this old. We've all done it. It's going to be okay. We can get through it. Make a list of those fears, look at those fears, get rid of that list afterwards if you want, and say, I'm done with them, or put how you're going to combat them and keep the list and look and remind yourself how you're going to combat them. And then make that list of joyful stuff and look at that on a regular basis to remind you and keep you in a joyful place. All right. I hope this stuff helps you. I'm just trying to put little things out that I do around my house and with my family. And I hope nothing but the best for all of you. You're all of my prayers. God love you. Hey, got some exciting news that'll be coming soon about my videos and where I'm going to be having them and where you can watch more and get more stuff from me besides just here on YouTube. Be watching for that. That's going to be coming soon. May the force be with you all, and goodbye there.